So crispy.
It has so much stuff in it.
A Polish pulled pork sandwich. This thing is absolutely to die for. Hello everybody and welcome to another video. Today we are going to eat our way through Krakow, Poland.
We're so excited to be eating some Polish food today. If you've seen our food tours in the past, you'll know that they're usually very long and we usually eat a million items. So today's going to be a little bit different. There's going to be two parts to this. The first one is going to be in Krakow and the second one is going to be in Warsaw. So make sure you're going to see both. But let's start with the first item because we're really hungry. Something that you're going to find in every YouTube video is this, which is called Zapiekanka. And it's a half baguette topped with sauteed mushrooms, cheese, and you can get other things on top of it, like ham, salami, chives in this case, as you see. And usually you get ketchup on top, which we have as well. And then you can choose other sauces like garlic or dill sauce, things like that. And this place that we went to called Endozio, I think, is super popular. I think at nighttime there's lines here and it's at the square though where there's all different restaurants or little stalls that sell these. So we went with the one that's the most popular for now. Let's try. I really like the mushroom and the cheese. It's really really cheesy. It's a bit like has this punch that some cheeses don't have, so I really like this.
Look at that cheese.
And the ketchup goes really well with this. It's really yummy. It definitely feels like this late night snack that you would have when you're drunk, or maybe made yourself when you run out of pizza dough or something. Also reminds me of something I used to eat growing up. These frozen pizza baguettes in Germany with mushrooms on top. It was almost like a mushroom soup on top. This is better. And I never thought to put ketchup on it. Yummy.
So crispy. I totally agree. I thought that the ketchup would be weird, but it almost tastes like barbecue saucy. It doesn't taste like normal Heinz ketchup. Maybe I'm crazy, but it tastes really good together.
It just adds a sweetness, I feel like.
Yeah, some people call this, I think, Polish pizza because it is bread, cheese, and a bunch of different toppings. But it's its own thing. It's very unique. And as Ani said, this would be a really great late night snack. But I did go on Reddit, and although a lot of people consider this place to be the best, we decided to check out another place that was recommended by people on Reddit as well. So we'll see if that one is better. The next stall we decided to try out was called Królewski, I think it's called. It's 3 shops down from the other one that we tried. And we decided to go for something a little bit more strange and different this time. This one translated to Mountaineer because it comes with Mountaineer cheese, pickles, this dill sauce on top, and sausages as well. I guess this cheese is made in the Tatra Mountains. It looks very good. As Ani mentioned before, typically the cheese that they use for these are mozzarella, cheddar, Emmental kind of cheeses that really stretch nicely. So this one looks like it's gonna be quite different than that one. It also looks quite different. It's much more wide and flat than the other one. All right, let's see which one's better. Let's get everything in one bite. I know I have sauce all over my face. I can feel it. They taste almost like two completely different things. They taste very different. The cheese is completely different. Obviously the sausage is different. You have that tangy dill sauce on top, which I really like. Honestly, surprisingly though, I might prefer the other one. I don't know. But this is really good as well. So I think you should check out both places if you can.
That's so different. The woman is the one who recommended the dill sauce, and I think it goes really well, but I do prefer the ketchup a little bit. I also think the other one had maybe better bread, a little bit more crispy and soft on the inside, but this is still very delicious. I also think the cheese, although this is, I think, smoked cheese, I think this might be the Osipek cheese that's popular here. It doesn't taste as strong. I don't know if it's a stall or if it's just a choice. Maybe if we had gotten ketchup on this, maybe it would be better, but yeah, I think the original is maybe better.
After a bit more chewing and getting further into it, there's actually so much cheese on this, and the more I get to the cheese and chew it and let it sit in my mouth a little bit, you can really taste that smokiness. And now I'm not sure which one I like better, but I don't know. I think you just have to make your own decision. I don't think you can go wrong with any stall or any one of these zapiekanka.
Try multiple ones.
Yeah, try them all. Next up, we're going to try an item called Maczanka Po Krakowsku. Now, if you don't know what that is, it's this pork bun. It's actually made with pork neck, and it looks like it's chopped up very finely, like almost like a pulled pork. It's got this nice crusty bun. It's got pickles, mustard sauce, onions, and it looks absolutely delicious. Apparently, it's been eaten since the 19th century. I think it used to be really popular with students in Krakow, and it looks amazing. The whole point of it was that it was supposed to use the leftover pork from the night before and sauces, and they used to just throw it all together into this big, messy sandwich. It looks absolutely amazing, and honestly, for the size of it, it's pretty affordable as well. So just shut up and eat this. It looks so good. Whoa. That bun, it looks and sounds super crunchy and crispy, but it is so soft too. Man, that meat is so juicy, so saucy. I didn't really get much of the pickles or the sauce yet because it's just filled with meat. It is stacked. I feel like we need to take a couple more bites to really get into this, but so far it is freaking phenomenal.
It's so soft. Holy moly, that's so good. And it's so good with the pickle, and like you said, the bun is a lot softer than you would think. It's actually like a really nice bread. I've never had this before, never heard about this. You would almost think when you see this like food truck that this is just like an American dish or like an American truck, but it's not. This is legit. And we're actually at a place called Judah, which is this food truck place. And there seems to be quite a lot of these in Krakow, which we love because we love places like this. There's so many different food trucks here. And the food truck that we went to is called Andros. They have all these different options as well. This is so good.
As Anya mentioned, there were all different types. We went with the original, but there was one with bacon, one with an egg, one with mushrooms and cheese, a spicy one, all sorts of different types. But of course, when you're trying something for the first time, you should probably try the original. When we don't, people typically get mad, so.
I made a little bite with bread, meat, and pickle, and I think this is how it's gonna be easier to eat. Delicious. We now came to the Vistula River for our next items, and we got these from the restaurant called Słowiańska Uczta Pierogarnia. And the first item we're going to try is called Zurek, which is apparently the embodiment of Polish comfort food. It's a soup that's made out of different grains like barley, oats, and fermented rye. It also has egg and sausage and potato. Yeah, I think this is one of the things that people always eat at home, and it's not something I've ever had before or even heard of before. Let's see. It kind of smells fermented, kind of like pickles, actually. And it looks delicious. It has so much stuff in it. Maybe I'll drink the broth first. That's what it tastes like. It tastes like kind of like pickle juice, a little bit bready. That's delicious. It tastes very much like dill. Apparently, I think the translation is sour soup, and it's definitely sour. I really like that. It's kind of like this like potato salad, almost like in Germany we put pickles in the potato salad a lot, and this is kind of like a soup version with some sausage and stuff. Yeah, it's really yummy.
We knew that we were going to get this, so we brought our own spoon just in case they didn't have any cutlery for takeaway. So I'm glad we did, because they didn't give us any. This smells, as you said, super pickly, very dill forward, and I absolutely love dill and I love pickles, so I imagine I'm going to love this. Let's try to get everything in one bite. I absolutely love that. That's so unique. I don't think I've ever had a soup like this before, to be honest.
Not me either.
That is really good. I really like the dill, pickly kind of flavor, that fermented rye flavor. That's really nice, and I like the eggs in it. I don't think there's many soups I've had with egg besides maybe egg drop soup. Yeah, this is really great, and I can see how this would be a comforting home dish that people would enjoy.
I had never heard of Zurek before, and I think most tourists probably haven't either. And I don't know if many tourists usually get this. It's not as popular or well known as some other dishes, like the one we're gonna have next. But if you come to Poland, you should definitely try this. It's so good.
It'd be kind of insane to have a Krakow Polish food tour and not include our next dish. And these are pierogi. If you don't know what pierogi are, they are essentially just dumplings which can be filled with a bunch of different types of fillings. They can be filled with different vegetables like cabbage, they can be filled with mushrooms, meat, and also there are dessert versions as well, which we did get one of those. We decided to start off with something simple, and we got the meat and cabbage pierogi. Now these are topped with, I guess, little bacon bits. Sometimes they can be topped with bacon. I've also had them with caramelized onion, which is my favorite, I think. And we also got two different dipping sauces. We got a sour cream and we got a dill sauce. Let's try one of these bad boys out. I'm extremely excited. Oh, it looks amazing. Maybe that was too big of a bite, but that was freaking amazing. That was so juicy. It's so meaty. I don't really taste the cabbage as strongly as I would like, but these are incredible. They're so soft, so pillowy, and of course with that sour cream, perfect combination.
That is so good. You don't even need the sour cream because they're so juicy. I do think you taste the meat a lot more than the cabbage, but I still taste the cabbage. I really like these. And they're better than potato. I'm sorry, I don't know. I know the potato ones are the standard ones, but that's not my favorite. I just really, really love the other flavors. This one's divine. We also got another type, and we wanted to try something a little bit unusual. So we got duck with cranberry and orange, which sounds really, really good. I love duck. They also had mushrooms with nuts and feta, and had some other feta ones, spinach, normal cabbage, potato, I think and a few other types. They're all sounded really yummy. And technically you can also get baked pierogis, and I think maybe fried sometimes, I don't know. Not at this place, but we might try the baked ones in a different video. Let's see. That is really good. That is like packed with meat. It's really kind of like pasty meat, and I think I can see like a berry or something. Yeah, so it's kind of like sweet. That's delicious. It's topped with these like kind of sweet fried onions. I think I like the other ones better, but these ones are good too.
I'm gonna try this one with a dill sauce because Ani said that it's pretty meaty and a tiny bit dry, so I think it will go good with some sauce. Those ones are really good as well. I really like that dill sauce. Strong dill flavor, really creamy. Honestly, I agree. I think I do like the basic meat and cabbage better. I like the fried onions on top of these. I wish that the other one had fried onions and maybe not the meat on top, and that would have been the perfect set of pierogi. Now, I would love to know, if you are Polish, what is your favorite type of pierogi? What do you normally go for? Because they had a lot of different types and they all sounded amazing. It's really hard to choose which one is our favorite. I really don't know, but these are delicious. We are now on to the pierogi dessert round. Now, we have had dessert pierogi before in the past, but I think we only had them with berries until recently, actually, in our last Krakow video, which you need to check out. We did try some cottage cheese sweet pierogi, so check that out if you haven't seen it already. But this time we got something super strange that I have never seen before in any pierogi restaurant. These are chocolate pierogi, and I guess they are stuffed with white chocolate and banana, and we also got a vanilla dipping sauce with them. These smell super chocolatey. They look really strange, but delicious. So let's try one. I'm gonna just use my hands and dip it into this vanilla sauce. Let's try this. That is really good. I don't know that I really taste the white chocolate. You really taste the banana inside. Not the best dessert pierogi we've ever had though.
I like it. It's like real banana almost. It's just like banana mush. It's kind of sour. I don't know. Is it the vanilla sauce that's sour, or it almost tastes like a little bit tart? I like these.
I've been eating these a little bit more, and now I know exactly what they remind me of. They remind me of eating a banana split because the vanilla sauce tastes like melted vanilla ice cream. Then there's a little bit of the chocolate flavor from the dough in the pierogi, and then inside you have that banana. Banana split pierogi, this is what this tastes like.
And these actually come with 10 per box, and I think they cost around 29 zloty. So it's a pretty good deal because they're really, really heavy. And we have so many pierogi left. So delicious. But now we're going to go to our next spot.
One thing that Poland is especially known for are their Kiełbasa, or their sausages. So we got ourselves one at this really cool stand here. It's run out of the back of an old Nisa van, I guess that's what it's called. It's like this blue van, I think it's from the communist era, and apparently they're one of the only places in the city that are licensed to actually cook this way, out of their van, on the side of the street, open flame. I feel like this is more of a late night type of spot. They actually don't open until 8 p.m. almost, and they're open until like 3 in the morning. We actually came here a little bit earlier at like 7 something, and they were still open, so that's cool. I think that the kielbasa can technically be made with any meat, but I think that pork is the most popular. This looks absolutely delicious. It is so charred. They were cooking it over the open flame. You can either buy it with a bun or without a bun. We chose to get it with the bun, and we got some mustard and ketchup to dip. So let's try this. All right, we cut a little piece off. It was a little bit of a struggle with the plastic cutlery, but we did it in the end. I'm just gonna try the sausage straight up with a little bit of the condiment. Let's take a little bite of bread. We recently actually cooked some kielbasa at home in our apartment here in Krakow, and it does not even remotely compare to this. That nice smoky taste that you get from the flame, it can't be beat. If you're gonna eat a sausage, by far the best way to do it is an open flame like that, because the skin is so crispy, it is so juicy, it's absolutely perfect. Honestly, it doesn't even really need the bread, but I do think it's a nice addition.
It's really snappy. It's just so much harder than a German bratwurst. Because this kind of reminds me of being home in Germany, because there we would also get a sausage and a roll from like stands on the side of the streets. But yeah, this is delicious. This is probably one of my favorite sausages. This type of like snappy, hard. I mean, hard doesn't sound like positive, but it's like really, really nice and
Firm.
Yeah, firm. It kind of reminds me a bit of the Käsekreiner in Austria. It's more that type of sausage than a bratwurst. This is a standard bun. But I really like how it's all like swirly, like the shape of it. Something I find really interesting is that it doesn't seem to be very common that there are like stands on the side of the road that sell sausages in Krakow at least. Of course there's this one, but this one is I think the only one, and it is only open in the evening, and we couldn't really find any other stands on Google Maps, and we didn't see any other ones. And I guess like where I'm from in Germany or in Austria, you have sausage stands everywhere. So you have amazing sausages, Poland, so you should have stands like this everywhere.
We're now at a place called Dobra Kasha Nasza, or Our Good Groats, and we're here to eat some more delicious Polish food. But of course, we are going to start off with a Polish beer. Anytime we go to a country, we always have to sample the local beer. So we've got ourselves a Polish Pilsner here. Let's see. I mean, cold, refreshing beer, you can never go wrong. Oh, it's really smooth. Definitely easy to drink. We got another type as well, but Anna will try that one.
The brand of this beer is apparently called Miłosław, which is a town, I think, outside of Poznan. I got the March beer, or in German it's called Märzen. I think it's a German type of beer. It kind of reminds me of all those ales in the UK, because it's flat, but not flat in a bad way, like flat in a very smooth, like delicious way.
Now on to our first food item here. We have some smoked Tatra Mountain cheese. The Tatra Mountains are, I guess, in the south of Poland. They border Slovakia in Poland. And this cheese seemed to be one of the main cheeses to try when you come to Poland. It showed up on so many different lists, and so we had to try it. We already had it earlier on our Zapiekanka, so let's see if it compares to that. This looks so good. It is so smoky. It also comes with a side of cranberry sauce as well. And we have these 3 little pieces of cheese. Let's get some cranberry. Now, if you know us at all, you know that we absolutely love cheese. We have it in pretty much every video. Like in our Austrian video, we had some deep fried cheese. In our Budapest video, we had cheese. We just love cheese. Let's try this. Oh. The more you chew it, the more that smokiness comes out. That is so freaking good. I mean, as we said, I love any kind of cheese, but smoked cheese like this, oh, it's to die for. And that sweetness from the cranberry pairs really well with it as well. This is just the perfect starter to what I assume is going to be an amazing meal.
It also has some like what, oil and parsley or something? That is so good. That is so yummy. The cheese in the middle is super soft and then it has a little bit of like this harder crust, but yeah, it's just so good. And with the cranberry sauce, it just works so well. Yeah, so good. You have to get this when you come to Poland. And this cheese actually kind of squeaks when you chew it, kind of like halloumi. It's almost like a smoky halloumi. So good. So the main dish we're gonna have here is called kasze or groats. It's this baked meal made out of different grains like barley and buckwheat. Apparently they put also like butter and pork scratchings and things like that usually in. We have bacon and prunes with this one. And apparently people have been eating this in Poland for thousands of years, even before Poland was a country. I think it used to be more a dish for like the poorer people, but even aristocrats and stuff used to eat it apparently. Yeah, this one's baked. This plate's really, really hot. And you can get different types here. Like, I guess the whole restaurant is kind of about groats. You can get, what, apples in it and sausage, chicken, all types of things. We got the prunes and bacon, as I said. And this smells really, really earthy. I'm just gonna eat it like this. With a prune, with some, I think, onions. It's really hot. I really like the prunes, but on its own, it doesn't really have that much flavor. It kind of tastes like this healthy cereal kind of dish. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, you're not wrong.
That's what it is. It's really good. I bet it's really good with the sauce and stuff. It goes really well with the horseradish. And you also get this like plate of salads. You can choose which salad you want, or you get a mix of them. So we have carrot, cabbage, some other cabbage with raisins and cucumber.
From what I've read, this is something that's very traditional that people eat often at home. People eat it at Christmas time. I've heard, again, like Ani said, that there's many different variations of this, including ones with different wild mushrooms or meat or whatever. You can get so many different things in this. This prune and bacon one really intrigued us. So I'm gonna get myself a bite of everything together. Oh, yeah, I actually really like this. It is a little bit simple, but I think that the addition of the prunes gives it this nice sweetness, the bacon gives it this nice saltiness, and this thing is really hot. I have these little crispy, crunchy pieces of the groats as well. Although this is a pretty simple dish, it feels really hearty and home cooked, and that's what I really like about it. But let me try one of these salads as well, because as Ani said, we have 4 different types. I'm gonna try this cucumber one. Very light, very refreshing. Let's go for this. What is this? It looks like it's like pure horseradish. It's not though, right?
I don't know.
Only one way to find out, I guess. No.
That was cabbage.
It tastes like some sort of like root vegetable, like parsnip or something like that, but I don't really know. That's really good. As I said, I love the addition of these salads as well. This is a pretty simple dish, but I'm definitely glad we tried it because it's very interesting.
So the one with the raisins is actually celery root. Interesting. Very sweet. And the groats actually reminds me of quinoa. I think it's a bit odd that this is kind of like a main meal. I don't know, do people in Poland at home eat it like this? Because it seems to me more like a side, but it's still delicious, but different. I didn't get any bacon before, and with the bacon and the prunes and everything together and the sauce, it's actually really, really yummy.
One thing that was super cool about this place is that they allowed us to split the meal into 2 separate plates. So we each have our own little portion, our own little salads, and honestly for the price, this is pretty incredible. But yeah, they both came out steaming hot. They're so freaking good, and I can't wait to polish this off. Polish? Just kidding. Anyway, this is really good. We are now moving on to dessert, and we have Polish apple pie, or szarlotka. I'm sure I'm butchering it. Please let me know in the comments how to properly say it. This looks absolutely amazing. This was one of the top desserts that showed up when I looked up Polish desserts to try. It comes with a little side of vanilla ice cream as well, and it looks so good. It is covered in powdered icing sugar. I can smell the cinnamon, I can smell the apples. Let's dig in. I have this tiny little fork and spoon too, so. Ooh, so soft. Wow. Let's get a little bit of this. Oh, wow, that smells really good. Oh my God. That is freaking amazing. It doesn't taste like a pie, it more tastes like an apple cake. The bottom is so soft, the top is a tiny bit crispy. The apples also really sweet, of course, very cinnamony, and you have that nice sweetness from the powdered sugar on top as well. This is really good. It is not really what I expected, but honestly, I would say it's probably even better than what I thought it was gonna be. This is really good. So I guess if you come to Poland, get yourself some apple pie or apple cake, whatever the hell it is.
The dough is completely different than I thought it would be. It's like so
Cakey.
yeah, but it's kind of like really soft and almost like disintegrates in your mouth. It's so interesting. That's really, really good. And it looks and tastes so like homemade as well. It really tastes like a Polish grandma made this for me. I don't know if they have one in the back, but it is so, so good. This is phenomenal. This is one of the best apple pies out there. This is the end of the video. We loved everything we ate. Polish food is amazing, and I think it's one of our favorite cuisines in Europe, probably.
But as Ani said earlier, that is not it for our Polish food videos. We actually have another one coming up in the future next week, and that one will be in Warsaw. We also have some other videos around Poland coming, so make sure you stay tuned. If you did like this video, please give it a like, write us a comment, and by far the most important thing is to hit that subscribe button. But that is it for now, and we will see you all in the next one.
Bye.